Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Waukon High School. In Northeast Iowa Conference baseball tonight, we are getting an early start on this one with threatening weather in the area as the Decorah Vikings travel to Waukon tonight to take on the Indians. The Indians come in 2-6 overall, 0-3 in Northeast Iowa Conference play. Decorah comes in 9-4 overall and 2-4 in conference play. Decorah coming off a doubleheader sweep of Waterloo East on Wednesday, and the Indians picked up their second win Wednesday afternoon down at Turkey Valley. My name is Darren Swenson. Glad you're with us on a hot, humid, increasingly cloudy and windy night here in Waukon. Storms are supposed to affect the area about 8 o'clock tonight. In fact, the area under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock tonight. So that's why we're getting an early start on this one. Good to see athletic directors Brian Hilsbeck and Adam Riley getting together and making the common sense solution to play the varsities first. The Decorah lineup to face senior right-hander Hayden Hamel. Cam Korsness at second base, Gabe Varney in center, Dawson Meyer in right, Jake Marlowe at first, Brandon Hogan at short, Ian Smith the catcher, Cole Minks in left, Ryan Thorsten at third, and John Will Jenkins is the pitcher. Hayden Hamel, the tall senior right-hander, will look in at his catcher Abe Schwartz and pitch to Cam Korsness, and the first offering is swung on and missed at 5:32. No balls and one strike. Korsness at 4:17. No extra base hits and 4 RBI thus far. Hamill kicks and deals, and the 0-1 offering is a little number up the third base side foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Indians, Mitchell Snitker in left, Peyton Hesse in center, and Tyler O'Neill in right. Logan Sullivan at third, Chris Miller at short, Will Keenan at second, Colin Waters at first, with Abe Schwartz behind the plate and Hamill on the hill. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Korsness. Righty-righty matchup, and the pitch sails high. The off-speed offering from Hamill, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire in this game, Daryl Severson and Bob Jacobson working the base pass. 1 ball, 2 strikes, Hamill ready, and the 1-2 delivery is low and inside for 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. I know Owine and Crestwood are moving up their game due to the threatening weather tonight as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Korsness, and the pitch grounded towards the left side of the infield, fielded at short by Chris Miller. He'll throw on to first base, and Korsness beat it out. It was a slowly hit ball, slowed down by the grass of the infield, and Korsness hustles out an infield single. Runner at first, and nobody out, and Gabe Varney will stand in. Varney leads the team with 13 RBI. He has 1 extra base hit, a double. His average is .368. A move over to first, and Korsness was barely off the bag. Even with the bag at third is Sullivan. First pitch to Varney, fly ball right field. Angling over is Tyler O'Neill. He dives, he can't get there. Korsness will move up to second base. He had to wait and see if that ball was going to be caught. First and second, nobody out here in the first inning for Decorah.
Now batting number 4.
Korsness at second, Varney at first. Dawson Meyer will stand in. Meyer, .314 on the season, 1 double, no triples, no home runs, and 7 RBI. Korsness off of second. Good lead at first by Varney. A whirl and a throw to second base, and back to the bag diving is Korsness. Ball briefly got away from Will Keenan, the second baseman, but nowhere near enough to warrant any advancement try. 2 hits in the inning. Meyer stands in from the right-hand side of the plate. Hamill comes set, takes a look at second, a second look at second. He'll come to the plate, and Meyer bunts up the first base side. It's a good one. Bare hand pickup by the catcher, Schwartz. He'll throw on to first base with Waters covering. The sacrifice complete, 2-3. So 2 runners in scoring position for the leading average hitter on the Decorah squad, Jake Marlowe. Marlowe at .425 with 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 6 RBI. Waukon infield will play up at the corners and back up the middle. Right-hander against right-hander. Hamill will come set, a look around the base pass in the pitch, hammered towards left field. Snitker is under it. He will make the catch. Korsnes will tag. He will score on the sacrifice fly by Marlowe, and it's 1-0 Decorah. Korsnes was going on contact, had to head back to the bag to officially tag up. Had there been a better throw from the infield, there could have been a little more drama in that play, but fortunately for Decorah, there wasn't. Runner at second, 2 down, 1-0 Decorah here in the second. And the batter is Brandon Hogan. Hogan, 268, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 8 RBI. First pitch, high and away. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Decorah looking for win number 10 of the season. The 1-0 delivery, swing, and a foul at the plate. So it is 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The sun is out, but the skies are very cloudy as we speak, and there's weather probably an hour and a half to our north right now. The pitch swung on, a fly ball out towards right center field. Peyton Hesse is after it. He dives. He can't get there. That one is going all the way towards the fence. It's cut off there by O'Neill. Hogan in at second with a head-first slide to score Varney, and it's a 2-0 lead for Decorah. So Brandon Hogan gets his 9th RBI on his 3rd double of the season. And Decorah gets a 2-out run here in inning number 1. And Ian Smith will look to keep it going. He swings at the first one and fouls it right side, and nearly out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Ian at 226. No extra base hits yet, and 6 RBI for the sophomore catcher. Right-hander against right-hander. Hogan will lead at second. Keenan plays cat and mouse with him back there. And the 0-1 delivery hit to the right side, fielded on 2 hops by Keenan at second. He'll throw to first base to retire Smith on the side here in the first inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. 1/2 inning complete. Decorah 2 and Waukon coming to bat, and the Indians will bat this way. Leading off in left field, Mitchell Snitker, batting second in center field, Peyton Hesse. Hitting third, the shortstop, Chris Miller. Batting fourth, the pitcher, Hayden Hamill. Hitting fifth, the designated hitter, Tanner Mathis. Mathis will bat for the second baseman, Will Keenan. Hitting sixth, the catcher, Abe Schwartz. Batting seventh, Colin Waters at first base. Hitting eighth in right field, Tyler O'Neill. And batting ninth at third base, Logan Sullivan. That lineup will face senior right-hander John Will Jenkins, coming off his first win of the season on Tuesday night in the win over Owine. He got off to a rocky start in that game, but finished strong and got the victory. John Will at 1-1 with a save, a 3.85 ERA coming in. He does have 22 strikeouts in 20 innings, 19 hits, 11 earned runs, 5 walks, and 22 strikeouts. And opponents only hitting 200 against him. Defensively for Decorah, Cole Minks in left, Gabe Varney in center, and Dawson Meyer in right. Ryan Thorsten at third, Brandon Hogan at short, Cam Korsnes at second, and Jake Marlowe at first, with Ian Smith behind the plate and John Will Jenkins on the hill. Mitchell Snitker leads things off for the Indians. He's a .333 hitter with 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 5 RBI. 2-0 Decorah on a sacrifice fly by Jake Marlowe and a 2-out RBI double by Brandon Hogan in the top half of the first inning. The pitch swung on a fly ball into shallow right. Korsnes out, Meyer in. Meyer calls and catches. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the first inning. With the way the wind is blowing today, anything in the air could possibly be a little bit of an adventure. But that one pretty routine for Dawson Meyer. 1 down, nobody on. Peyton Hesse, the batter, .333, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 3 RBI. 2-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the first as the pitch goes outside corner for a strike, I guess. 1 ball, no strikes. Or 1 strike to nothing, I should say. Doing my best to confuse Bob Wasson up here in the booth and I did a darn good job of it. The 0-1 delivery swung on and ground ball to the third base side. Thorsten playing on 3 hops, fires a strike over to first base, and Hesse retired 5-3 quickly, 2 up, 2 down here in the first inning. 2 down in the inning, and the batter is Chris Miller. 273, 1 double, no triples, no home runs, 10 RBI.
Chris Miller.
A 2-0 lead for Decorah here in the bottom half of the first inning. A hot, humid night. Temperatures in the 90s throughout the area today as Miller swings at the first one, flies one deep to center field. Retreating on it is Gabe Varney, and Varney can't come down with it right in front of the track. Miller will get a double since Varney didn't touch it. But again, we talked about with this wind, anything in the air was probably going to be an adventure today, and the adventure got the best of Gabe Varney, who's pretty solid out in center field usually there. It ends up a double for Miller. That's his second one of the season, and Hayden Hommel will be the batter. And the first pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Hommel 111, 1 double, no triples, no home runs, and 1 RBI. The pitch swung on and missed. It is 1 ball, 1 strike count on Hommel. 2-0 lead for Decorah here in the bottom of the first inning. Glad you're with us tonight from Waukon. The 1-1 delivery is low and inside for 2 balls and 1 strike now. Decorah softball team was down at the Jessup tournament. They played 2 games today, lost to Dubuque Hempstead 4-2 and lost to West Central 9-6. Pitch outside. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Katie Nimrod did have a home run in the Dubuque Hempstead game. They will play tomorrow morning against Wapsie Valley at 9 a.m. Pitch swung on and missed. It appeared John Will took a little something off and got Hommel out in front. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second, 2 down, swinging a foul, straight back and out of play, so we'll do it again at 3-2. After tonight, Decorah begins a string of 4 of their next 5 at home. The 3-2 delivery, ground ball up the middle. Hogan to his left from his shortstop position, throws to first base, a tall throw, but it's gloved there by Marlowe, and the side is out here in the first inning. 1 hit, 1 left, 1 done, 2-0 Decorah. Top of the second inning we go. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. Just sacrifice fly by Jake Marlowe. Scored Cam Korsness in the first, and Brandon Hogan with the 2-out RBI double to score Gabe Varney in the first inning as well. Bottom third of the order due for Decorah in the second. Minks, Thorsten, and Jenkins to face Hayden Hommel. Just realized we didn't tell you Hommel's numbers heading into the bottom half of the first inning, or the top half of the first inning. Hommel making his 5th start, 0-4, 6.53 ERA. He's been plagued by some shaky defense this year. He's given up 27 runs in 15 innings, but only 14 of those have been earned. First pitch to Cole Minks is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Cole at 250, a triple and 2 RBI. Hommel has an opponent's batting average against of 238 this year. The pitch goes low and away. It's 2 balls, no strikes on Minks, with Thorsten and Jenkins to follow here in the second inning. They will play a JV game if weather allows after this one tonight. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-1 now. Decorah, we mentioned 4 of their next 5 are going to be at home. The only road trip will be a week from tonight at Charles City. 2-1. Low for 3 balls and 1 strike now. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the second inning, a 2-0 lead for Decorah. Hommel delivers and the pitch low and away. Ball 4 to Minks. So for the second straight inning, Decorah gets their leadoff runner on. Runner at first, nobody out for Ryan Thorsten. Thorsten 308, no extra base hits and 5 RBI. Decent lead at first base by Minks, who's 3 for 3 in the steal column this year. As the pitch goes high, 1 ball, no strikes. So 5 of the 6 that Hamel has delivered here in inning number 2 have been out of the zone. Hamel comes set, 1-0 delivery. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Decorah looking for their 3rd conference win tonight and their overall 10th win. Indians looking for conference win number 1 tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Runner goes, pitch taken outside, throw down to second base is on the shortstop side of second. And Minks will get a steal. Minks now 4 for 4 in the steal column. The throw actually got away from the shortstop, Chris Miller, but not enough to warrant runner advancement. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Thorsten. Now he has a runner in scoring position. And Thorsten squares to bunt us right in front of the plate. Hamel will take a look at third and instead throw to first base to retire Thorsten. Sacrifice good 1-3. Minks at third with 1 down for John Will Jenkins. He's 3 for 11 with the stick this year. He was 2 for 2 the other night against Owine. We mentioned Decorah with a string of home games coming up. Waukon going to be on the road for a while as the pitch goes high. 1 ball, no strikes. They'll have a doubleheader at Owine on Monday night. In fact, their next 7 games on the road. 1-0 delivery, swung on and missed as John Will a little ahead of it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Minks the runner at third. Infield up the corners, halfway up the middle for Waukon. 1-1 delivery, catches the corner outside edge to the left hand, hitting John Will Jenkins. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hamel comes set in the pitch, swinging a pop up left side of the infield. Sullivan at third yields to the shortstop Miller, who will make the catch on the infield third for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 down and a runner at third, and the batter is Cam Korsnes. A 2-0 lead for Decorah here in the top of the 2nd inning. Korsnes got an infield hit and scored in the 1st. Righty-righty matchup. And the first pitch, swinging a pop-up left side foul territory. Sullivan coming over, as is the catcher Schwartz, and Schwartz will make the catch to retire the side. So a leadoff walk, but nothing else. 1.5 complete. It's a 2-0 lead for Decorah. 2-0 lead for Decorah as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. John Will Jenkins threw 11 pitches in the 1st inning, giving up a wind-aided double to Chris Miller, but 2 ground balls and a fly ball got rid of the Indians in that frame. Tanner Mathis is 4 for 15 this year and has 4 RBI. The right-hand hitting designated hitter stands in, and the first offering from John Will Jenkins is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The other 2 conference games have both been moved up tonight. Owine and Crestwood to a 5:30 start as the pitch goes high. 2 balls, no strikes. New Hampton and Waverly Shellrock has been moved up to a 7 o'clock start tonight. They're not in an area with as threatening of conditions as we are here in the immediate northeast corner as the pitch goes high. 3 balls, no strikes. Alum Key and Wenatchee County under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock tonight. 3-0 delivery in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Mathis tossed the bat away, and home plate umpire Daryl Severson said, "Not so fast." 3-1 the count. Jenkins ready, 3-1 delivery, swinging a foul right side out of play, so it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tanner Mathis. Abe Schwartz and Colin Waters to follow here in the 2nd inning. These 2 teams will get together in 2.5 weeks for the doubleheader over in Decorah. 3-2 from John Will. Swing and a miss at a curveball, low and away. First strikeout for John Will Jenkins. 1 down here in the inning.
Catcher number 2, Abe
2-0 Decorah. Abe Schwartz the batter. Schwartz at 286 with a double, no triples, no home runs, and 6 RBI. Wind blowing out a gale to center field. First pitch to Schwartz, swung on and missed at a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. Definitely a hot, humid night. I'm sure the kids have been hydrating all week. The 0-1 delivery. Fisted first base side, foul territory. After it is Marlowe and Jenkins, but neither of them can get there as it lands just foul up the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. The pass between third base and home plate and first are grass here at the Indian Baseball Diamond. And the infield cutout from third to first, normal as you would see. The 0-2 delivery, breaking ball low and away. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Abe Schwartz. One and 2 the count. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, or swung on and hit toward short, I should say. Hogan picks it up, throws to first base, and on a bang-bang play, Schwartz retired. 2 down in the inning. It was a slowly hit ball. It was weakly hit toward short, but Hogan there to make the play, and he got Schwartz by a schmidge. 2 down, and the batter is Colin Waters. Waters at 190, no extra base hits and 4 RBIs. Left-hand hitter against the right-hander Jenkins. He'll look at a fastball up. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 delivery, swinging a foul at the plate. One and 1 the count. Swing and a line drive caught on the pitching mound by Jenkins. And that's that for the second inning. Indians go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We're 2 complete. 2-0 Decorah. Top of the third inning we go. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. 2-spot in inning number 1. Sacrifice fly by Jake Marlowe to score Cam Korsness. And a 2-out RBI double by Brandon Hogan to score Gabe Varney. The aforementioned Gabe Varney will lead things off here in the third inning. He singled to right in the first and scored a run. He goes the other way and grounds one toward short, and that goes right through the legs of Chris Miller and out into left field. So on the first error of the night, Varney will reach third consecutive inning that the Vikes have gotten their leadoff runner on. Runner at first, nobody out. And Dawson Meyer will be the batter. Sacrificed a runner up. In fact, he sacrificed 2 runners up in that first inning. But only somehow gets credit for 1 sacrifice. The statistical inaccuracies. Fly ball center field. Peyton Hesse comes in a few steps. He'll make a 2-handed catch in medium depth center for the first out here in the third. 1 on, 1 out for Jake Marlowe, who had a sacrifice fly to score Cam Korsness back in the first. Varney takes off, pitch taken low, throw down to second base. It's to the shortstop side of second. The catcher, Abe Schwartz, had a little trouble getting it out of his glove as well. It's 1 ball, no strikes, and now Marlowe bats with a runner in scoring position. The sacrifice fly back in the first inning was his 7th RBI of the season. Hummel comes set, 2 looks at second, and the pitch to Jake slowly hit third base side. Hummel will look the runner back at second and throw on to first base to retire Marlowe. 2 down in the inning. Brandon Hogan had himself a 2-out RBI back in the first inning. He'll try to repeat that fate here in the third inning. He had a 2-out RBI double to score Varney. Hummel comes set. First offering to Brandon, high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. And as we all know, 2-out RBIs get you to heaven. Bob Wasson nods yes. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Hummel comes set, whirls and throws to second base, and back to the bag diving is Varney. 1-0 the count on Hogan, and now the catcher Schwartz will head out and talk to Hamill, perhaps using a different series of signs with the runner at second base. One ball, no strikes. Hamill comes set. Pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one with 2 down. Hamill comes set. And the pitch sliced foul, right side out of play. As Brandon hits one over the head of his old man in the first base coaching box. I'll be nice and spell it O-L-D-E instead of O-L-D with Ryan. For now. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. The pause and the 1-2 delivery. Foul ball right side. And that one is going to land out of play between the fence and the parking lot. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two, the count with 2 down. Varney a decent lead out at second base. Hamill in at Schwartz for the sign. Comes set chest high. And the pitch swung on a ground ball to the left side. Backhand stop made there by Miller. He'll throw on to first base. Hogan will beat it out as Miller didn't get a lot on the throw. Vikes will have him at the corners with 2 down. Varney at third, Hogan at first, and Ian Smith will be the batter. He grounded to second to end the first 0 for 1. 2-0 Decorah here in the top of the third. This is Vikings Radio 1240, KDEC Decorah, and KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson from Waukon High School tonight. Northeast Iowa Conference Baseball getting an early start as the pitch taken for a strike by Smith. It is no balls and 1 strike. Away from first, Hogan. Down the line from third, Varney. The pitch sliced foul. Third base side, not a play. Or first base side, not a play. So it's no balls, 2 strikes on Smith. So Hamill well ahead, trying to leave a couple of Decorah runners on here in the top of the third inning. The 0-2 delivery's fisted. Shallow right field coming on is O'Neill. Out is the second baseman Keenan. Keenan with his back to the infield will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no error or 1 error, and 2 runners left. 2.5 done. 2-0 Decorah. Following the Elliott Christian rule, got to give you the advanced schedule heading into the bottom of the third inning. Monday night, we'll have Decorah baseball in the air. The Vikings will take on Waverly Shellrock from Decorah. A 7:20 start time for that one. Tuesday night, we'll have Decorah softball in the air at Turkey Valley. 7 o'clock start for that one. Wednesday night, Viking baseball in the air against North Fayette Valley once again. 7:30 start time for that one. Thursday night next week, it'll be Decorah versus Crestwood in softball. Already starting the second trip around the softball schedule beginning next week. That'll be a 7:15 start on Thursday night. And Friday night we'll have baseball at Charles City. So that's our upcoming broadcast schedule. And you can get all those games in the sports section of KDECradio.com. Tyler O'Neill looks at a strike, and O'Neill swings and misses at a breaking ball low and away to the right-hand hitter, and it snowballs 2 strikes. O'Neill 1 for 6 on the season and has 2 RBI. 2-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the third inning. As the pitch swung on and missed, high tight fastball, and O'Neill becomes the second strikeout victim of John Will Jenkins. 1 down, nobody on for Logan Sullivan, who was 0 for 3, or is 0 for 3 on the season. A 2 spot in the first inning is held up for Decorah thus far as John Will throws a strike curveball on the inside corner to the right-hand hitting Logan Sullivan, the number 9 hitter in the Indian lineup. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Fastball up. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. So a lot of home games coming up for the Vikings. Plenty of chances to see them over the next few weeks at Olin Zach Field. 1-1, swinging a foul at the plate off the body of Sullivan. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Hot, humid night in Waukon. The 1-2 delivery. Roller up the middle to his left. Brandon Hogan, the shortstop, picks it up, throws to first base. Beating it out is Sullivan. The ball did kind of go up the arm of Hogan instead of cleanly into the glove, but we'll rule it an infield hit nonetheless. Runner at first, 1 down. And now the top of the order, and Mitchell Snitker will get a chance and move to first base to keep Sullivan honest. Snitker flew out to right in the first, 0 for 1. Jenkins ready in the first offering. Fastball high and tight to the right hand hitting Snitker. 1 ball, no strikes. Couple of steps off the bag at first is Sullivan. John Will set at the belly in the pitch, low and away. It gets by Ian Smith. And up to second base will be Logan Sullivan. And now a 2-0 count on the Indian leadoff hitter. 2 balls, no strikes to count. 2-0 delivery well high. John Will overthrew that one. And now it's 3 balls, no strikes. And that'll draw a visit from Coach O out of the first base box. 3 balls, no strikes to count. There's sun advisory from the National Weather Service in La Crosse. Storms are approaching La Crosse and will approach northeast Iowa over the next hour. Remain alert and move indoors when they get close. That's your public service announcement as we look towards the northeast here. Sky is getting dark in Waukon. The pitch in there for a strike to Snitker. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to count. 2-3-0 for Decorah. 0-2-1 for Waukon as we play the bottom of the third. John Will comes set. Ground ball towards left field. Pass to diving Hogan and into left for a base hit. Stop sign given from Coach Keenan at third, but running through the stop sign was Sullivan, and he ends up scoring. An RBI single for Snitker, and it's a 2-1 game. Cole Minks did have some difficulty picking that ball up out in left field. Coach Keenan was given Sullivan a stop sign, but perhaps vocally told him to go after he saw Minks having trouble coming up with the ball. Peyton Hesse looks the first one and takes it low. 1 ball, no strikes. Hesse grounded to third, and Ryan Thorsten in the first. Snitker 2 for 2 in the steal column. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 down. John Will with the pause and the pitch flown away. It is 2 balls, no strikes now on John Will Jenkins. Or from John Will Jenkins to Peyton Hesse. Hesse going to be a college co-hawk in the fall. Going to play football for Tyler Staker down there. Move to first base. Back to the bag diving is Snitker. Peyton had a very good football season, as did his older brother. The 2-0 from Jenkins low and in the dirt. It caroms to the left of Smith, and on the wild pitch moving up to second base will be Snitker. 3 balls, no strikes to count on Peyton Hesse. So Jenkins laboring here in the third. 3-0 delivery in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Tying run at second base for Waukon. 2-1 Decorah here in the third. Pitch blown away, ball 4.
batting for the Indians, the shortstop, number 3.
So 2 hits and a walk, as well as 2 wild pitches that put the Indians in business. First and second with 1 down, and the batter is Chris Miller, who doubled to right, or doubled to center, wind aided in the first inning. Breaking ball misses low and away from John Will Jenkins. 1 ball, no strikes. Snitker away from second. Hesse away from first. 1-0 delivery, high and tight. It's 2 balls, no strikes. So John Will, who cruised through the first 2 innings, having trouble here in the third. 2-0 delivery, swinging a pop-up left side of the infield. Infield fly rule going to be called as Ryan Thorsten makes the catch on the infield grass. About 30 feet off the bag on the third base side. And that's the second out here in the frame. And Hayden Hummel will try to help his own cause. First and second, 2 down here in the third, a 2-1 lead. And Hummel swings and misses at a curve from John Will Jenkins. No balls, 1 strike. As part of a 7-pitch at bat in the first inning, Hummel ended up grounding to short in Brandon Hogan. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch low and away. And Smith kept that one in front of him. Did not allow Snitker or Hesse to reach. 1 ball, 1 strike count. One from John Will, swinging a foul towards the third base Indian dugout. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hummel. Pitch, swinging a foul back as both runners were going that time. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hayden Hummel. First and second, 2 down, 1 in here in the third. The pitch, swinging a foul. Right side, out of play. So we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pause, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Long inning, but the Indians held the 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left. 3 innings complete. It's a 2-1 game. Decorah on top. Cole Minks, Ryan Thorsten, and John Will Jenkins here in the 4th inning for Decorah. 2-1 lead for the Vikings. Hits are even at 3. Indians the only error of the game. Decorah got 2 runs in the first inning. Sacrifice fly from Jake Marlowe. Brandon Hogan with a 2-run double, or a 2-out double. Mitchell Snitker with an RBI single in the bottom of the third for Waukon. Minks walked in the second, takes a strike to start this at bat. No balls, 1 strike. Pitch goes low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Hummel looking for his first win in 5 starts this year. He's 0-4 coming in. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Smack towards left and a base hit. Solid contact from Cole Minks as he's on base for the second time and has many at-bats.
Now batting for the Vikings, third baseman, number 22.
Runner at first, nobody out for Ryan Thorsten. Thorsten sacrificed Minks to third in the second inning, but that's where he ended up. Ryan, right-hand hitter against the right-hander Hummel. Runner goes, pitch out, throw down to second base, not in time. The throw hit in front of the bag, and Keenan had to go down to one knee to make sure he got in front of the ball to avoid it from going into center field. Second steal of the night from Minks, 5th on the season. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Thorsten. The pitch high. It's 2 balls, no strikes now. Sky is starting to darken up to our north. The reasons we're starting early tonight. Pause by Hamill in the 2-0 delivery. High and tight again. It's 3 balls, no strikes. (3-0). Curve for a strike, and it's 3-1 now. As Ryan was taken all the way, the pitcher, John Will Jenkins, in the on-deck circle. Hummel comes set in the pitch. Swung on fly ball center field. Hesse is after it, and he'll have to play it on a hop. Stopping at third is Cole Minks. He had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught. So he only advances 90 feet, but the Vikes have him at the corners with nobody out. And the batter is John Will Jenkins. John Will popped to short in the second, 0 for 1. He'll try to help his own cause in a Decorah 2-1 lead as we play the top half of the 4th inning. And the pitch to John Will, low and inside. The left-hand hitter, 1 ball, no strikes. Thorsten, 3 strides off the bag at third. Minks off the bag at third. Thorsten off the bag at first. And time called. 1-0. Runner goes, smacked into right field, and a base hit. Thorsten moves to second as Minks scores. It's a 3-1 lead as John Will Jenkins gets his first RBI of the season. Thorsten moves to second on the play. And running at first base is Andrew Bonelli, running for John Will Jenkins. Cam Korsness in the top of the order now will stand in. Cam 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first and fouled to the catcher in the second. Thorsten away from second. Bonelli off of first. The pause by Hamill. And the pitch, Korsness bunts. It's a nice one right back to the mound. Hamill took a look at third, but threw to first base. Sacrifice good, 1-3.
Now batting number 6.
Thorsten to third, Bonelli to second. Gave Varney to the plate. He's been on base twice. It's a 3-1 Decorah lead here in the top half of the 4th inning. Varney singled and scored in the first and reached on an error in the third. And Hamill will throw back to second base to send Bonelli back to the bag. Left-hand hitter in the infield up. Big hole on the left side of the infield as the shortstop covers the bag as Varney fouls one down the third base side, and that one will be out of reach of Mitchell Snitker, who was hustling over. No balls and 1 strike count on Varney. Infield going to be up at all 4 spots. Again, Miller was holding Bonelli on at second base. That creates a big-time gap on the left side of the infield. Anything off speed, Gabe can take the other way for an easy single. The 0-1 delivery, swinging a foul, left side not a play. And it's no balls, 2 strikes on Gabe Varney. Hamill doesn't have a strikeout yet, but he could sure use one here. 3-6-0 for Decorah, 1-3-1 for the Indians. 0-2 on Varney, the pause and the 0-2 fastball up. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes now. An RBI single for Jenkins. The other RBIs for Decorah, Marlowe and Hogan. 1-2 delivery, fastball up again. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dawson Meyer awaiting a turn in the on-deck circle. 2-2 the count with 1 down. The pause and the 2-2. Sprayed foul, third base side, out of play. Heading over to the track here at Waukon High School. 2-2 the count remains. The pause by Hamill and the 2-2 delivery is inside as Hamill missed with the fastball. It is now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Varney. 1 down here in the inning. Vikes looking to get a crooked number up here in the frame. 3-2 delivery to Varney up for ball 4. So base on balls to Varney. That's the second walk from Hamill in this game. And Dawson Meyer bats with the bases loaded and 1 down. 3-1 the score. Here in the top of the 4th inning. Infield up at all 4 spots. Hamill will work out of the windup. Meyer a sacrifice in the first, a fly out to center in the 3rd, and a fastball outer edge for a strike. The right hand hitting Meyer. No balls and 1 strike. Hamill gets the sign from Schwartz, kicks and deals, and the pitch flown away. It is 1 ball, 1 strike count. One and 1. Hamill wheels and deals, and the pitch smack towards right field. After it is Tyler O'Neill. He is going to make the catch and easily double off Benelli out at second base. And actually, Benelli almost got back as it was a nonchalant throw from right field. It was caught there by the shortstop Miller. Miller picked up the ball and kind of walked back to second base. Benelli almost got back in that situation. So out of the bases loaded and 1 down, the Vikes only able to get 1. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. Halfway home in this Northeast Iowa Conference game tonight. Decorah leads at 3-1. Bottom of the 4th inning we go. A 3-1 lead for Decorah. John Will Jenkins had a shaky 3rd, but the first 2 innings he was pretty solid. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts thus far. As Tanner Mathis loops one towards second, caught in the air there by Cameron Korsness. 1 down here in the 4th inning. John Will right now at the 49 pitch total. Most of those offerings came in the...
Now batting to the Indians, number 2, Abe Schwartz.
3rd inning. Abe Schwartz grounded to short in the 2nd. Looks at a strike here. No balls and 1 strike to count. John Will with the 0-1, and that hits Abe Schwartz at the top of the jersey on the number 2 on the back of the uniform.
First baseman, number 4, Colin Waters.
And a courtesy runner coming in for Schwartz. The said courtesy runner.
Running for the Indians, number 20, Nathan Benzing.
Will be Nathan Benzing. Colin Waters will be the batter. Left-hand hitter with 1 on and 1 out. First one inside from John Will Jenkins. 1 ball, no strikes. Waters lined back to John Will to end the 2nd 0 for 1. 3-1 Decorah here in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch flown away. It is 2 balls and no strikes to count. So the command we saw out of the John Will in the first 2 innings just hasn't been here in the last inning plus. Pitch a strike, it's 2-1. A lead at first by Benzing. The pause, the 2-1, low. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Colin Waters. Haven't seen anybody limbering up around the Decorah dugout, even though John Will hasn't been effective in the last 2. Pop up third base side. Hogan and Thorsten, and they collide, and they drop it. Hogan's going to pick it up and get a force out at second base, fortunately, but there's 2 down in the inning. Thorsten and Hogan were on the left side of the infield, and neither of them called the other man off.
Number 11, Tyler O'Neill.
Fortunately for Decorah, there's still an out, but plays like that eventually come back to haunt you. Tyler O'Neill stands in, 2 down, runner at first, and a move to first base to send Waters back to the bag. O'Neill struck out swinging in the third, 0 for 1. A 3-1 lead for Decorah as we play the bottom half of the fourth inning. And the pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 delivery off the end of the bat, foul towards the first base Decorah dugout. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Coach O out of the dugout to retrieve the ball and give a change up to John Will. Near the mound. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Bottom of the fourth, 3-1 Decorah. 0-2 delivery, chopper hit to the third base side. Fielding the long hop, Thorsten throws on to first base, and the throw is wild. Moving up to third base on the play will be Waters. O'Neill stays at first base. Will give Tyler a single, and the throwing error will move up Waters to third. Because it appeared that O'Neill would have reached there in time.
15, Logan Sullivan.
Had the throw been on time, the throw getting away from Marlowe allowed Waters to move up to third. Logan Sullivan stands in. First offering swung on, popped up on the infield. Someone better call it, and John Will just drops it behind the mound. And that will allow Waters to score and O'Neill to move to second. 2 errors in the inning. And it's a 3-2 lead for Decorah.
Now batting for the Indians, left fielder number 27.
You can argue that the Indians have been given 5 outs already here in the inning, and now you got the top of the order and Mitchell Snitker up first and second with 2 down. John Will's first offering is blown away. 1 ball, no strikes. Snitker flew out to right in the first, single to left to knock in a run in the third. Away from second, O'Neill. Away from first is Sullivan. 1-0 delivery to Snitker. Good breaking ball taken inside edge for a strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. And John Will whirl and throw and send O'Neill back diving to the bag at second. Just saw a radar image from 6 minutes ago. You might have a half-hour, 45-minute window, so it appears. 1-1 delivery, inside corner with the fastball taken for a strike, and it's 1-2 now. There's some heavy stuff just south of Winona at the top of the Houston County line. Curveball misses low and in, 2-2 the count. And it curves back at about a 45-degree angle into Fillmore County, and all that stuff is moving to the southeast. 2-2 the count with 2 down. John Will with the pause, the 2-2 delivery. Ground ball, third base side. Thorsten will field. Lobs a throw over to first base to retire Snitker in the side here in the fourth inning. A generous inning for Decorah. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 left. We're 4 innings complete. Decorah leading Waukon by a 3-2 margin. Jake Marlowe leads things off in the 5th inning, a 3-2 lead for Decorah. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Decorah. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Waukon. Marlowe stands in from the right-hand side, looks at the first one high from Hummel. 1 ball, no strikes. Marlowe a sacrifice fly in the first. He tapped back to the pitcher in the third. 1-0 taken low. It's 2 balls, no strikes now. Marlowe will be followed. He actually called that one a strike. Wow. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 delivery, swinging a foul back, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 3-2 Decorah here in the 5th. And the 1-2 delivery, ground ball towards third, fielded at third by Sullivan. Lobs a toss across the infield to retire Marlowe. 1 away here in the 5th.
Up next for the Vikings, shortstop number 10, Brandon Hogan.
1 down, nobody on. Brandon Hogan has been on base twice, an RBI double in the 1st, an infield hit in the 3rd. Righty-righty matchup here in the top half of the 5th inning as he loops one out into center field, and that'll land in front of Peyton Hesse for a base hit. So Hogan now 3 for 3.
Now batting catcher number 5, Ian.
Runner at first, 1 down. Ian Smith, the batter. Smith has played Pepper at second base with Will Keenan grounding out to him in the 2nd and in the 4th inning. Actually, the 3rd inning, and it was a pop-out in the 3rd. Being accurate about it, he flies one towards right field. After it is Tyler O'Neill. He makes the catch, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So Ian hits it well, but O'Neill had him played pretty well as well. Runner at first, 2 down. Cole makes the batter, walked in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th. Moved to first base, and Hogan back to the bag standing. Pitch in there for a strike, nothing in 1. Hogan away from first. The pause, the 0-1 delivery, fisted foul, right side out of play, so Hamill well ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Hamill coming in had given up 27 runs, 14 earned, 13 unearned. For the most part, his squad is making the plays behind him. In this one, the 0-2 delivery is up for 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. The pitch sails high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Two and 2 with 2 down. Hit towards third, fielded there by Sullivan. He'll throw on to first base to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. 4.5 complete. It's a 3-2 lead for Decorah. 3-2 Decorah. Vikes out hitting Waukon 8-4, out erroring the Indians as well, 2-1.
Leading off for the Indians.
2, 3, and 4 due for the Indians here in the 5th inning. Peyton Hesse, Chris Miller, and Hayden Hummel to face John Will Jenkins, who's given up 2 runs, 1 earned. Ground ball towards third and foul. Underneath the attempt of Jerry Keenan in the third base box. Come on, Coach, you got to practice what you preach there, buddy. No balls, 1 strike. Played it off to the side instead of up the middle. The 0-1 delivery swung on and missed. It's 0-2. John Will at the 67 pitch mark, giving up 4 hits. As we mentioned, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, and 3 strikeouts thus far. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch swung on, hit towards second, caught on a line by Cam Korsnes, and 1 away here in the 4th inning. Correction, the 5th inning.
Now batting for the Indians, shortstop number 3, Chris Miller.
1 down in the inning, and the batter is Chris Miller. Miller doubled to center in the 1st and popped to third in the 3rd, and he tried to check his swing and couldn't do it, and I think it was going to be a called strike anyway. So it's no balls and 1 strike. On Miller, 0-1 delivery, breaking ball inside from John Will. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. John Will ready, and the 1-1 offering is up. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hummel will follow here in the 5th inning. with the tight window where you have weather-wise, it'd be good to get through this frame if you're Decorah. And you can make it official. Curveball swung on and missed. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. John Will came in averaging a little over a strikeout an inning. He has 3 4 1/3 tonight. The 2-2 delivery swung on a ground ball towards third, playing the long hop right at the bag is Thorsten. He'll throw across the diamond to get Miller. And 2 down here in the inning.
Now batting for the
Jenkins has only had 1 3 up, 3 down inning, and that came in the second. He'll try to get one here as his competing pitcher, Hayden Hommel, will stand in. Hommel grounded to short in the first and struck out swinging in the third. Pitch swung on and missed. It is no balls and 1 strike. Oh, 0-1 delivery. Another curve taken on the inside edge for a strike by Hommel, and it's no balls and 2 strikes now. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 delivery. Outside corner, strike 3 call. 4 strikeout for John Will Jenkins. Indians down in order here in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 6th. It is a 3-2 lead for Decorah. Ryan Thorsten fouls the first pitch off and then takes the next pitch high. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a 3-2 lead for Decorah as we play the top half of the 6th inning. Ground ball left side, fielded at short by Miller. Winds up, throws to first base late. Thorsten on an infield single. So Thorsten now 2 for 2 with the sacrifice. He had previously sacrificed in the second and singled in the 4th. And the batter is John Will Jenkins, and a 3-2 Decorah lead as we play the top half of the 6th. 2 in the first for Decorah. Sacrifice flies by Marlowe and Hogan. And an RBI single by John Will back in the 4th inning. At the time, made it a 3-1 ball game. Here's a bunt up the first base side, fielded at the catching position by Schwartz. He'll throw on to first base, sacrifice good, 2-3. So Thorsten, a nice insurance run out at second base. And the batter is Korsnes. Korsnes singled and scored in the first, fouled to the catcher in the second, and sacrificed in the 4th inning. Mitchell Snitker had an RBI single in the 3rd inning for Waukon, and 2 Decorah errors allowed the Indians to score their 2nd run in the 4th inning. Runner at second and 1 down. Korsnes, the right-hand hitter against the right-hander Hommel. Here's a blooper out into right field. Coming on is Tyler O'Neill, who'll make a running catch in shallow right for the 2nd out of the inning. So O'Neill retires Korsnes. 2 down in the inning. Tanner Mathis will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Indians. Mathis is 0 for 2. Swing at the first one, nub one up the third base side. Bare hand pickup made by John Will. Throw to first base. It gets by Marlowe up the first base side, but Mathis staying put right there. He has an infield single to lead things off in the 6th, so the Indians have the tying run on.
Now batting, catcher number 2, Abe Schwartz.
So a runner at first, nobody out. Abe Schwartz will be the batter. Grounded to short in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 4th. 3-2 Decorah here in the 6th. Moved to first base and back to the bag diving is Mathis, who was 1 for 1 in the steal column. Indians averaging 3 steals a game. They do not have one yet tonight. Schwartz squaring the bunt. First pitch, fastball up from John Will. 1 ball, no strikes. Colin Waters is in the on-deck circle for Waukon. Thorsten in on the grass at third as Schwartz fouls the pitch off. In the bunt attempt, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like Tom Kanuki going over to play some catch for Decorah. Behind the dugout. 1-1 delivery. Curveball catches the corner for a strike. A Schwartz showed bunt, pulled it back. took the strike over the outside edge. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 1-2 the count. Pause and the 1-2 up for 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 2-2 the count. Runner at first, nobody out. 3-2 game. Decorah leading bottom of the 6th. 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Off-speed breaking ball got him. That's the 5th strikeout for John Will Jenkins.
Number 4, Colin Waters.
1 on, 1 out for Colin Waters. Left-hand hitter. Minded the pitcher in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd. To move to first base, and Mathis back to the bag, standing. The pitch swung on, popped up, shallow left field. Hogan going out, retreating, and he drops the ball again. Hogan retreated. Probably in 2020 hindsight would have been an easier play for Minks to get there, but 3rd error of the night for Decorah.
Now batting right fielder number 11, Tyler O'Neill.
Now the tying run at second base for the Indians and the go-ahead run at first. And Tyler O'Neill will be the batter. Struck out swinging in the 1st and got an infield hit in the 4th. Actually, he struck out swinging in the 3rd. Flat out dropped it. 1st and 2nd with 1 down. Runner goes, bunt foul, as O'Neill couldn't get it down. Mathis was taking off on the play. And that must have just been a read situation with Mathis, because the runner at first, Waters, was not taking off. And now Coach Dennis Olensack out of the first base dugout, out to the man to talk to John Will Jenkins, his infield and his battery. Two game, Decorah on top. They got 2 in the 1st inning and 1 in the 4th. Indians with single tallies in the 3rd and in the 4th inning. Decorah with 3 errors defensively and some missed opportunities offensively. The Vikings have left 8 runners on base through the 6 offensive chances thus far. Coach O back to the first base dugout. 0-1 the count on Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill accomplished distance runner, won the 2 mile and the mile at conference this year, qualified for state in the 2 mile. A whirl and a throw to second base, and Mathis back to the bag standing. Got those 2 conference crowns here on the home track at Waukon. No balls and 1 strike. O'Neill squaring to bunt. Now John will throw to second base. The throw got by Korsness, but alertly backing up was Gabe Varney to avoid runner advancement. And it's no balls, 1 strike yet on Tyler O'Neill. Away from second is Mathis. Away from first, Waters. O'Neill squaring to bunt once again. And the pitch. Taken for a strike. The runner goes, and it's no balls and 2 strikes now, and Mathis is going to take 3rd. The reason you show bunt there is to draw the 3rd baseman, and Mathis could take 3rd base on his own, and that's exactly what Waukon did. They couldn't have drawn it up any better. So now 0-2 the count with 1 down. A pinch runner coming in for the Indians at first base for Colin Waters.
Running for the Indians, number 7, Brandon Reagan.
Brandon Reagan will be said runner. 0-2 the count with 1 down. John Will has 5 strikeouts, and he sure could use 1 here. The Pause, the 0-2 delivery, grounded towards third, picked up there by Thorsten. He's going to throw towards the plate. The throw at the plate is late. Ryan a little indecisive on what he wanted to do there. He did have Tanner Mathis caught off the bag. He waited a while and threw to the plate.
Up next,
another part of the problem there for Decorah was Ian Smith.
Logan Sullivan.
Wasn't even anywhere near home plate when he caught the ball. Ian was behind home plate when he caught the ball and tried to put the tag down, making it a little difficult for the out to be recorded. So a fielder's choice RBI, third RBI of the season for Tyler O'Neill. It's a 3-3 game. It's now an 0-1 count on Logan Sullivan. First and second, still only one down. Ground ball up the middle, past Korsness and into center field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Reagan. He will score. Now O'Neill goes to second, makes a big turn and gets ran back to the bag. Sullivan singles to center to give the Indians a 4-3 lead. So Reagan scores on the RBI single for Sullivan, and that's going to be it for John Will Jenkins. John will yield to Tom Kanoki, as the situation will be first and second with one down. Indians leading Decorah 4-3, and we'll tell you about the new pitcher here momentarily. Tom Kanoki, who has won his last two starts, last Saturday against Osage and Wednesday night against East Waterloo, will be in charge of putting the Indian Fire out. 2-run score. One of them earned as John Will Jenkins lifted after 5 1/3. John Will wasn't great today, but he wasn't too bad. Decorah's defense has been frankly lousy in this game, and that has opened the door for the Indians. Leadoff hitter Mitchell Snitker will bat for Waukon. First and second, one down. 4-6-1 for the Indians and 3-9-3 for Decorah. Snitker batting for the fourth time. Flew out to right in the first. Single to left and not going to run in the third. Grounded to third in the fourth. 4-3 the score. Waukon on top. Kanoki's first offering is high. There's one ball and no strikes. O'Neill at third and Sullivan at first. 1-0 delivery. Inside again. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Both runners on base. Still Kanoki's responsibility. Or, I'm sorry, John Will Jenkins' responsibility. 2-0 delivery, swung on fly ball, right center field. Retreating is Gabe Barney. He's near the fence, and that's going to be one hopping against the fence. O'Neill will score. Sullivan right behind him will score. It's a 2-run double for Mitchell Snitker and a 6-3 lead for the Indians. So Mitchell Snitker, 2 for 4 with 3 RBI.
Now batting for the Indians, center
all
fielder
those
number
runs
14,
charged to John
Peyton
Will
Hesse.
Jenkins. The book on him is closed. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned. 1 walk, 1 hit batter, and 5 strikeouts. Peyton Hesse looks the first one high from Kanoki. 1 ball, no strikes. 6-7-1 for the Indians now. 3-9-3 for Decorah. Hesse hammers one towards left center field. Retreating is Gabe Barney. That's near the fence, and it's off the fence. Snitker will score on the double by Hesse. It's now a 7-3 lead for the Indians. A 5-run 6th inning for Waukon. Hesse now with 3 doubles and 4 RBI on the season.
Shortstop number 3.
Still only
Chris
1 out
Miller.
here in the frame as Kanoki greeted with back-to-back doubles by the top of the Indian order. Chris Miller will be the batter. Doubled to right in the first, popped to third in the third, and grounded to third in the fifth. Pitch a strike, nothing in 1. Pause, the 0-1. Another curveball, and it's a beaut taken for strike 2. Miller, the 8th batter of the inning for the Indians. Alliteration was never my strong suit. 0-2 delivery, fastball outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Miller. He started with a single by Mathis and a strikeout at Schwartz. Waters reached on a dropped pop-up. Pitch low, 2 balls, no strikes, and then a single to center by Sullivan. Or a fielder's choice by O'Neill. Ended up tying the game. It was ground ball to third. Thorsten still was late as that one hammered to center field, and Barney has to play it on a hop. Moving up to third will be Hesse, as Kanoki being greeted awfully rudely by this Indian lineup. A double, and a single.
Now batting for the Indians, pitcher number 17, Hayden Hummel.
And Hayden Hummel, who's now in line to get his first pitching victory of the season, will be standing in with runners at first and third with still only 1 out. Hummel 0 for 3 with the stick today, grounded to short in the first, struck out swinging in the third, and struck out looking in the 5th. Hits are now even at 9. Kanoki comes set. Runner takes off from first. Smith's throw down to second base is not in time. Hesse stayed at third as the throw went through. It's 0-1 on Hummel. Now he bats with 2 runners in scoring position as Kanoki still trying to get his first out of the inning. Hummel squares to bunt right in front of the plate. The squeeze is on. The run will score. Kanoki picks it up and throws to first base to retire Hummel. So Hummel gets his 2nd RBI of the season on the sacrifice squeeze bunt. Staying put
designated hitter number 9, Tanner Mathis.
2nd on the play was Chris Miller. 2 down in the inning. It's an 8-3 lead for Waukon. And Tanner Mathis, who started the fun in this frame, with a single and a run scored, will bat now. He's 1 for 3 on the night as Kanoki delivers. Curve for a strike, 0-1. Decorah with a 5-run mountain to climb. In the 7th inning, we'll start with Meyer, Marlowe, and Hogan. 0-1 delivery, swung on and missed that pitch in the dirt. It goes to the left of Smith, but Miller not moving out at second. No balls, 2 strikes to count. A 6-run 6th for the Indians, and they lead it 8-3. Kanoki delivers, pitch swung on, fly ball right field. Underneath it is Dawson Meyer. He won't make the catch to retire the side. The Indians scored 6 runs on 5 hits, helped out by 1 Decorah error and 1 left. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It is Waukon leading Decorah 8-3. Dawson Meyer looks at a strike to start the top of the 7th. No balls, 1 strike. Meyer 0 for 2 with the sacrifice. The pitch goes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Meyer, Marlowe, and Hogan here in the top half of the 7th inning. An 8-3 lead for Waukon. A 6-run bottom of the 6th. Pitch blown away. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Pitching hasn't been very sharp for Decorah. The defense, 3 errors, unacceptable, and the timely hitting hasn't been there at all, as they have left 8 runners on base thus far. 2-1, swing and a miss at a curveball, 2-2. Do have to credit Hayden Hummel with a little bit of that, as he has been effective when he needed to. Here's ground ball towards short, fielded there by Miller. He'll throw on to first base to retire Meyer. 1 down here in the 7th inning. The Indians themselves, talking with head coach Jerry Keenan before the game, at times this season they have been plagued by errors. They have played pretty steady defense today. Marlowe, a sacrifice fly in the 1st, grounded to the pitcher in the 3rd, grounded to 3rd in the 5th, And takes the first pitch outside here. 1 ball, no strikes. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah. And KDECradio.com. Darren Swinson for Northeast Iowa Conference Baseball tonight. 0-1 delivery, fly ball left field. Underneath it is Snicker. He'll make the catch. There's 2 down here in the frame. 2 down, and the batter is Brandon Hogan.
Now batting shortstop number 10, Brandon Hogan.
Hogan's been on base all 3 times. RBI double in the first inning, infield hit in the 3rd, single to center in the 5th. Decorah has had a base runner in every frame thus far. As Hogan fouls one first base side. That one is actually going to end up in fair territory. A diving attempt by O'Neill is unsuccessful. Hogan will get his 4th base hit of the game.
Now batting for the Vikings catcher, number
Loop
5.
single down the right field line. And the batter will be Ian Smith, who's 0 for 3. That's the 10th hit for Decorah. They're actually out hitting Waukon 10-9. But trailed by 5 runs with 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. And the pitch is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Smith, a ground out to second in the 1st, a pop out to second in the 3rd, a fly out to right in the 5th. 1-0 delivery, up again. It's 2 balls, no strikes to count. Sky's getting pretty dark to the north. And it takes all the way for a strike. It's 2-1 now. Pitch swung on, grounded right back to the mound. It's dropped there momentarily by Hummel. He picks it up and throws to first base for Tara Smith, and that's the ball game. And come from behind fashion, the Indians defeat Decorah by an 8-3 margin. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 6 left for Waukon. 3 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, and 9 left for Decorah. The winning pitcher, Hayden Hummel, he is now 1-4 on the season. The losing pitcher, John Will Jenkins, he is now 1-2. Waukon improves to 3-6 overall, 1-3 in conference play. Decorah drops to 9-5 overall and 2-5 in conference play. Many people thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight.